Yeah, so here we are, another 2 weeks have gone by. Sorry I missed you last week, but other things were happening. So, this week here, or this last 2 weeks, the time I've been out here has been not full-time like I usually am. So, but there is a little bit of progress. I've got the wall cut out over there and starting to patch up on the floor. The back end in the motor compartment, I don't know, can you see in here? It all looks pretty clean and empty in there, and that's going to be the. It's actually in good shape. I fixed up any holes. There was a hole here, so I fixed up everything like that. I was going to start working on the front end, take it apart, but then I got up to here and I wanted to take the cabinets out, so I did take the cabinets out. Found out this was completely rusted out here on this side, and so started working over here. So that's the black stuff is all sort of new metal up there. Now I'm going to put the floor in to here, then I'll box that in. I've got a couple of pieces made for it. There's a piece over there I can't quite reach. I'll get it. So there's that crown piece there goes on the outside of the car, molded out like that. It's really a fairly difficult piece to make. Anyhow, so that'll all go together, and then I'll put the floor in, and then I'll see about fixing this wall up. I'm not sure yet how to handle that, but in the fullness of time, it'll come along. It looks like there was, when it was made into a Westfalia, that they put in the Westfalia stuff, they just punch a couple of holes in the wall. But I'm pretty sure that this stuff all rusted out on them. So somebody came and put a new piece of metal in there and then covered it up with a 1/2 inch of Bondo. So again, a new piece of metal will go in, and I'll see if I can make a little bit better job with the crown on it. I'll see if I can get it crowned up properly, and that will make it right. Anyhow, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoy it. Stick around and I'll see you. We'll get some more happening next week. Anyway, talk to you then. Bye for now. Yeah, start a new week on the Volkswagen van, and might be a short week this week. I've got company coming, but I did the needle scaler along here. That's all. Shows up the rust pretty good. I guess I'll cut that out of there and just see how bad it is underneath. That won't take too much to do that. And then down here, same thing. See how bad the running board is there. But I'll keep working at it. This thing here, there's a lot of body filler on this panel here. Now I'm at a bit of a quandary of whether it's on there pretty solid. The only place it got water into it was here. So it might be best just to leave it on there and put new stuff on, but that's cracked down here, so I'll just see. That was, the way they have that panel built is, seems to be that it needs that pile of body filler to make it the right curve. So I'll clean off some of that stuff and see what's going on. Yeah, so lots and lots of body putty on that. I don't know why, because it's pretty thick in places. But then this was welded here. This must be when they camperized the thing. And I don't know if that's from where they camperized it or what. Looks like there's a little bit of a dent in there, but who knows? I may replace some of this metal in here anyhow. I have to replace this down here. Where am I pointing? Down here. I have to replace it because it's all rusted out down there. So this looks like there's a couple of, looks like there's a seam here that's not even welded. I don't know. And in here there's a welded seam here. No, that's not. That's just where there was a crack and the water came through. Oh well. I will endeavor to find out what's going on there. But that's going to be a little while. Yeah, when I was cleaning off inside the motor bay there, I found another hole, so that the previous people had fixed. Well, with the same method of fixing as before. So I cut it out and put a new piece of metal in there, and that looks pretty good. Anyway, that'll be okay for today. Kind of a short day today because I was doing other stuff. Anyway, maybe I'll see you tomorrow, maybe not. We'll just see. Yeah, so here I am. I did painted this all black in here, so it looks a bit better than it did before. Now yesterday in the delivery guy showed up with this thing here, which is a mini milling machine. And right now I'm just breaking it in. You have to run it for 10 minutes at slow speed, then you turn this up a bit and run it for another 10 minutes. Turn it up more, run it for another 10 minutes. And so, anyhow, basically it's a glorified drill press for now, until I figure out what else to be, how to run it. And then these, you can make the table go back and forth. I think it'll run it automatically going back and forth too, but I'm not really sure yet how to do that. Anyway, we'll just see how it works out. So I'll let it break in, and then I think I need a bit more paint in a couple of spots in here that I missed, but for the most part it looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll let it pass. This part here, I don't think I'll paint that, but I'll start sort of figuring out how to make this stuff here, my heating system, work. Maybe while this machine is breaking in, I'll go clean off the heater motor, eh? That'd be a good idea. Anyway, I'll carry on. Yeah, so I cleaned this off and painted it up a bit, make it look a little bit better. Now I gotta find that rubber bit that goes around here that I cleaned up too. Oh dear, where did I put it? I'll find it. Yeah, so I decided I'd work forward a little bit. Took the gas heater out of it. So I'm going to take the gas heater out from underneath here, which is out now, and I'm going to take that propane tank that's right there out of it. And the propane tank still has propane in it. So I'm going to have to see about getting that cleaned up and see if I can get it recertified or if it needs recertification. Anyway, there we go. And underneath here it all looks pretty good. There's no rust on, on the inside here. On the outside there's some rust. But all these frame pieces are good, which is really nice. Nice news, right? This frame piece is okay. But there's rust on the outside here. The door is all rusty up. And this bit in there is rusty up, but I can fix that. So, anyhow, carry on. Yeah, now that's sort of all out. I don't know how that's held together. I'll read the book. I don't want to pull it apart if it doesn't have to be pulled apart. That's the combustion chamber for the fire in it. And then it heats this stuff down here and air goes through. So I think it's not in bad shape at all. The bottom side is perfect and the top side needs a bit of just cleaning up down in there and stuff. Anyway, that's the gas heater. That's as far as I get today. So I'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Yeah, raining day today. So anyhow, this is the gas heater out of it. And it looks to be in pretty good shape for the most part. I'm going to see if I can get this part out. I haven't tried that yet. I don't know for sure how it comes out of there. We'll see. Yeah, so here I am getting ahead of you. Now, I took the propane tank out, which was an adventure. Used to be here. So there's two connectors, one there and one there. They come off sort of last. This is all yucky and ucky up there, so I'll pull all that stuff back up through the floor later. And same with this connector, which is a sink drain. That connector, which is a drain for the water tank, I think. And this bit of frame here it needs a bit of help. I don't know. I guess we'll make a new piece for that somehow down along the way. I want to check the other side. I need to do the same thing. Now the propane tank itself, I put it across in the other shop. I'll show you. Hang on. Yeah, so dim light in here, but there's the propane tank. Now this part here, I'll get out of the way here. This bit here, it hooks in with a normal, like you could use it's the same connector as goes on a 20-pound propane bottle that you use for your barbecue. That one there, that thing there is the like the pressure release valve. And so there was a tiny bit of propane left in it, not more than a couple of ounces, and I've let it all out now and left the valve open a bit so it'll keep on coming out. Anyhow, here's kitty cat, right? So that's where you fill it. This is where it all hooks together, and then there's a connector box in between there, which I'll show you. It's in the other shop, of course, and then we'll carry on. Yeah, so here's the connector box. This part here, like you could put that right into a 20-pound propane bottle from the store if you wanted to, and it would work. And then here's the other, these two connectors go up to the top. I don't know why there's two, but there is. I'll find out where they go to on the top side. And that's these two pipes right here that go up there. So I'll get that pulled apart and find out where they go and what they do soon. But for now, I'll just get it pulled apart. So I guess I'm not quite following what I had for a plan, and we'll see what happens. I guess I'm going to start doing body work on it because that's kind of what I'm leading up to here. We'll see what goes on. I don't know what goes on with this thing here. We'll see. Anyway, there's lots of old, like this has got lots of old stuff on it, but I think that was the Westfalia guys that put this panel on and then fill it up with body filter, but I don't know. Yeah, so here's the plug from the grass heater, and that was seized in there pretty good, but it looks in good shape. I'll likely get a new one, but I'll just stick it back in to keep the yuck out of there. And it seems that everything sort of just, I've cleaned out the exhaust, cleaned it out, and I blew it through, and this sort of yuck here came out of it. There was something living in there one time. Whoops, something living in there one time. It didn't, I don't think it survived. Anyway, and this has to have a little exhaust pipe on it of some sort. I'm not really sure what, but I'll sort that out too. Yeah, so this gas heater will also, I'll put it over in the other shop, and we'll get back to it when I get I guess we're going to go after the body work for a while. That seems to be the way that it's progressing here. That's good. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, so the instructions say just remove, this little screw here and this little screw there, and then lift up and pull out, and it'll all come out. But it's not that easy. But basically, it is right. Come on. These things here I haven't got figured out how they work yet, but obviously I've screwed up that one. Anyhow, there's a couple of screws. One right here there was, and then another one at the back, and then two at the bottom. One at the bottom down there. Can you see that down there? Yeah. Right in the middle. And then another one at the top up here. And then all the connections for the water tank had to come. How did this one open now? Oh, there we go. Don't know why. Anyway, so all the water connections were in there, and electrical connections and stuff like that has to come out. But it did come out, yay! And now next is get that stove and everything out of there. And I think that I'll read the instructions on that. Likely it's the same idea, a couple of bolts and all the connections come out, and then you take it away. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, so back onto it, the Volkswagen Westfalia. So I put the roof up so I can work inside. Lots of room inside up with the roof up. And it's a little bit worn out. I've got a new cover for it that'll eventually get onto it. Now, but today's project is getting this sink and stuff out of the way. I got that one out of there yesterday. Then once that stuff's out of the way, I can start working on some body work on the outside shell. Okay, here we go. This one here comes out somehow or other. I'll read the book a bit first. Yeah, now after a bunch of fighting and pulling and yanking and everything like that, this is out. It's actually in really good shape, that cabinet, for, you know, being an old cabinet. And I bet you the fridge works just fine because it doesn't look like it has much use on it, you know, just from the inside and the outside too. But over here is a different story. This thing here is excessively poor shape here. There's a lot of structure that's got to be built here. Now I don't know what happened here, whether that's normal. I don't think that looks too normal to me. It looks like somebody there's dust in here. Anyway, it looks like somebody hacked that whole build in there. So I'll take a look at that and decide what to do about it. I don't think that doesn't look right to me. Looks like it's might have been rusted out there by the Westfalia stuff, and somebody rebuilt the outside and fixed it up. Who knows? Who knows what happens in 40 years in these things. Anyway, that part's all out, and I'll get that out of here and start cleaning up, and then I can start doing some repair work. The wiring's all intact. Yay. Yeah, so now I've got that cleaned up in here. And so that's going to be a big job fixing all that structure, because this part right here, which is sort of given away, that's where the lift is sitting on underneath there. And then this bit here, there used to be some structure there. Oh well, I'll just start cutting and pasting, I guess. I didn't expect that. That was something that came as a surprise. Yeah, now, where was I at? So I've got the roof up there, right? See? So what I'm going to do now is I'll drop the roof, and maybe I'll drop the tailgate. I don't need that open. And I'll lift the van up and start working at, like, cutting away all that stuff there and just see what I have to do. Because I'll cut away the wall part that's been replaced, and I'll put, some of that metal is likely okay, I can use it. But it looks like it's been galvanized, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just clean it off, see what it is. We'll check it out and see what's going on. Yeah, so started cutting. Now this piece here was welded in poorly, and then that piece there was rusted behind it. I don't know if that was before or after the fact. Who knows, eh? But I'll keep on taking stuff out. Then there's a piece that goes right along here that they've got jammed in there, and it's only a flat piece. They didn't put any crown on it. So that's why it was so much body putty to fill up, because there's no crown. So I'll see what I can do about getting a piece in there and put a crown on it, and then the running board stuff. So what I think I'll do, this body line here, it's got to go all the way along. So how will I make that? Can you see? Am I pointing the right way? Yeah, down here, this body line here. That's original metal there. It'd likely be a good idea to keep some of that so they don't have to redo that body line, because there's nothing wrong with that metal. Lots of cleaning though. Anyway, I'll see what I can come up with. Like the way they have it here, they've got this just underneath it, so I think I'll just cut that off right there and see if we can find. They've got some spot welds, but I can't see them on the outside of this. Maybe if I grind that down a bit. And they've got this all chewed up over here. Oh, it's a mess. Yeah, I can see what they've done. They've just I'll see if I can undo it, and we can see if we can get it close to right. Anyhow, there you go. Yeah, so I've got a bit of a plan here. I'm going to cut along here Whoops, where am I pointing? Cut along here, and then I'll cut across like that line of tape there, and then down that seam right there, because it needs a flange in there. And then I'll work on cutting away the bottom bit and see what I can do about making this seam. I think I can make that seam as long as I don't have to, like, this is about 36 inches, which is what it takes in the brake. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Yeah, so here there's good news and there's bad news. Well, you can look right through there now, but this side here on the sliding door side is in pretty good shape. It's not like there's no rust up through the top here, so I'm happy with that. A little bit of rust right here that has to be fixed up, but I can fix that up with just a little patch in there. That's not a problem. It might be a bit more than that, but not too bad. But unfortunately, this side over here has rotted to rot. Hey, so here's lots of rot. I don't know, can you see all that? Yeah, rot in there and then rot in there. Like, I've got it, it's sitting on this thing here, which is solid. That's solid there, down to where it sits on the lift here. So what I'll do is I'll just weld a plate on here somewhere back there, and then I'll move this lift spot to there, and then I'll start fixing up on this. The outside shell is okay right there, a little bit of fixing here, but I think but this part here is definitely needing some help. And there's used to be a bit of, I don't know where this piece went. It's all gone, right? All gone. Part of the floor, so I'll have to just sort of see what I can do about getting that all back together. Anyway, there's the news. All the news that is the news. There you go. I don't know, did I show you what I cut out of here? I forget what I've done here now. So, this is all pretty weak along here. I cut out this large area, and I'll rebuild starting down here, but I still have to do some more cleaning up on here to get that rusty stuff out of there. Then I'll worry about that panel after. It's kind of interconnectedness of everything there, but I'm pretty sure I can do this part first and then do that part. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's always the deeper you go, the deeper it gets. So the little bit in there that I have to repair, then down in there needs help. A couple of little spots over there where it just sits on the frame that got rusted. Another spot right here where it sits on the frame and got rusted. Over there, gotta fix up that because that's underneath the chair. Don't know what's going on there. This part here, don't really know what to cut away here because, I don't know, can you see right in there? Right up in here, there seems to be rusted, but I think that it's not supposed to really connect there. I think it was filled up with rubber sealant to make it so that it wouldn't, just, I don't think it's a pressure bit. Anyway, I'll do a little bit more cutting down here because this definitely has to be fixed here and there. So I'll cut this away and then see what I can come up with because I don't want to cut all that. Don't want to cut all that away. Where am I pointing, I wonder? Anyhow, in here I'll cut this away to make it look better, and a little bit at the bottom of this just to see expose that so I can see what's going on in there. Okay, there, I'll do a bit more cutting. Most of the cutting is done. Lots of rust came banging out of it. From here back to there, it's pretty good. Like this is all right. I was at it with the needle scaler and didn't poke holes in it. Up here it poked some holes through it, so I'll cut some of this away and replace it, and then see where we go. Anyway, carrying on. Yeah, so here it is, August 1st already. Now, I don't think I'll be ready for camping this year, hey? I'm going to start fabricating some bits to go in here. So first I'll make a little piece that fits in there, and then I'll make this piece that goes along like this. Then I'll come down and do this bit here. Whoops, where am I pointing? This bit here and along the way. And about to like there's a big hole there and a hole there that, not sure how bad that is over here. I'll try to minimize the amount of old metal that I take out, because actually that metal is good, and this metal here is good. Where it's pitted here, I'll take it out and put in new metal. But otherwise I want to leave it, and then there's a bit right here that I have to do. Otherwise, now, and a bit right there. So, yep, lots to do. Yeah, and I measured this. This is 16 gauge, so I have 16 gauge that I'll remake this stuff with. And otherwise I use 18 gauge for the rest of this. Usually it's 20 gauge from the factory with that stuff, but 18 gauge is easier to work with. So, structural pieces are 16 gauge, and the other pieces are 18 gauge. Yeah, so I made myself a bit of a pattern, hey, out of this, and then it bends, it curves, like this part here curves, and this part here bends a flange. So I'll put a flange on there, and then I'll find a way to curve this. I've got that stretcher thing, likely it'll work, hey? I'll bring it over. Yeah, here I was yakking away to nothing. I made this piece to fit in here. There you got it. Oh, try this again. Take two. I made this piece to fit in here. It fits pretty good. But now this, the way that this angle goes like this flange should come up and meet that ruler about there. So it's got to just have a bit of a bend up like that, right in there somewhere, to make that all come together. So I'll get that sorted out here right now somehow. I think that I can use the stretcher on this, and that'll bring that up, right? We'll see. Yeah, so here it is. Now, this fit here, this piece here fits pretty well now. I put it on the metal stretcher, which I'm not really great with yet, but I'll get better. And it sort of bent it up, so now this part here will come across here. I put a hole here in it because I think that's going to be kind of a low spot to let it drain there. Maybe it should have been farther down, but we'll figure that out as we go. We don't want to. So I'm going to tack it here, and then pull that in to make it fit, and put those plug welds in. See how that works out. Yeah, so there, this piece here is welded in now, and I put some plug welds up there, and a couple of plug welds underneath here where it was plug welded before. And then, that's pretty ugly welding in there, but it'll be all covered in so nobody will ever see it. Now I've cut out this piece here, and now I'll just use that as a template and make a new piece and stick it right back in there. So here's I'll show you what I cut out. Here's the piece I cut out, right? And then I flattened it out and just traced it on that big piece of metal over there, and cut out a new piece. Now I'll clean that up, and I'll bend it in the appropriate spot, I hope, and see about fitting it back in. Yeah, that's a pretty simple piece to fix that one. So fits nicely now. I'll weld it in. Let's see, I'll show you. So it'll go right in here, like that. It fits pretty good. I'll get it tacked in there, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's in. Might do a better job on welding than that stuff up there, which is pretty ugly. Yeah, no, that piece, that was easy to get in there. Hey, so it looks pretty good too. I didn't grind too much along here, but I ground the top pretty flat so it'll fit good. Now the next piece, what'll I do? I can make this piece to go in here to about here is good. And then I want to cut that out, but first maybe I'll cut this little tiny bit out here. There's a bad spot right there, and otherwise this all seems to be pretty good. I'll grind that a bit and take a look first. Yeah, now so this piece here, that's here, I just have to cut it from about here to here and just down to here. That's nice metal there. Then I'll cut this out from below later. But first, I'm going to leave that for a while until I get this part here fixed down here. Where am I pointing? Yeah, down here. So the top bit I'll leave. I'll do this. But first I'll make a piece to about here, and that'll get me the right level here before I cut this stuff out. Okay. Yeah, so I'll use this piece that came out of here, right? This piece here. Back up here a bit so you can see a bit better. So this piece here came out of right there, like that. I'll use that for a bit of a pattern, so I'll flatten this out and then see if I can cut a piece of steel that'll fit right. Hang on, I'll show you. Yeah, there, so I just used that. I just pounded that on the whatever you call this, anvil. Make it flat, and then I'm going to cut it where that line is right there, and that'll fit into the spot. So, I'll do that. Yeah, so this edge here is this nice straight line from the factory. So I just put that edge along there, and that pattern out like that, and made it a bit longer than it needs to be so I can have a chance to fit it a bit. And then I'll see what I can come up with. Yeah, they're slowly working back here. Ugly welding there. I'll do some grinding up in there, I hope. And so this is all new back to here now. Now I've got to start working on this. And it's not too big a piece there, so that'll be all right. And then I can put the floor back on, put a new piece of floor in, and see where we go from there. Anyway, that's all for today. So yeah. Cutting and pasting on a Volkswagen Westfalia. Anyhow, carry on. Yeah, where am I? Yeah, here I am, back at it again, as usual. So, this piece here, I think there's a little bit of a curve on that piece there to fit into this part right there. And then I have to put a little bit of a flange down, make it up and make it fit right. So that would be today's, well, start today. So this part here I put in, that part there I put in, this part here I put in, this stuff, and then this will make it pretty well complete for as far as frame goes down here. That's plug welded up there. Can you see that? Yeah, that's plug welded in there. Then ugly welded along there. Then the floor goes, once that's done, then the floor comes out to this edge here. If I remember right, yeah, it comes right to this edge here. And then the wall goes down on that side. No, so the floor must come out to here somewhere. I'll take a look at that and see, because there's stuff that has to be, then the kitchen stuff goes on top here. So I'll figure it out. Yeah, when I took it apart, this was all rusted off, so it must come right out to here, and then there'd be a flange on it along here to meet up here, or down here. Like this comes down here. Yeah, so this part here I'll fix. Then I have to put this piece in, rebuild that piece there, and then the flange would come to here, straight across to here, and then the floor goes along there. So, yep, I'll work on that soon. Yeah, so I'm getting way ahead of you. Hey, so I put, I don't know, last time I checked in, this piece here is in, that piece there. Now I tried to make that one piece, but I couldn't get it to fit ever, so I just put a piece in here at the bottom side, then I put another piece in there, and then it all fits together nicely. So this is all repaired now and okay, solid. And I put a dolly behind this and then banged it all in flat, with a hammer, so that it looks the same. What I think happens here now I don't know this for a fact, but what I think I'll do is I'll see how this comes down here and into the a flange. There's this piece here, it comes right along here to here maybe, and that would make a strength piece for the car, and it would also seal the outer sill, right? Now this one here seems to stop there, so I don't know where, like the floor goes along here and stops there, but this was all rusted and gone, so I have nothing to guide me on that, even on the other side. So the other side of the car has got, this is where the door sits, and that'd be the same idea there. But that goes in, and this is enclosed, made a box. There's a box in there that boxes in that piece of frame. So maybe I'll just box in that piece of frame over there. The same idea. And then that would be completely enclosed, and it might not rust out so quickly, but we'll make sure I get some stuff in there. Now this bit here, I cut out this little, back over here now. Where am I? Right here, right? I want to rebuild this so I have some structure to go to with the box. This bit here is fine, except for the flange bit. So I'm going to put a new flange on here, and then I'll put that piece back into place here. Oops, where am I pointing? Put that piece back into place here. It'll fit right here. Then this piece here comes over, and it makes like it's a, that whole piece of wall goes over there, and it's got a bit of a curve in it. So I'll make that fit back into the spot here, if I can. And then I'll build this piece, like, and I also have this piece here that I cut out of it, which is mostly like nice clean metal. So I'll reuse most of it because it's got all the curves and everything already built into it, and I don't have to make curves. So I'll fix up this flange on this side of it here. I'll just fix that flange up, and that should be, like, it's good metal. And then this bit here goes over and joins in there somewhere or other. I'll see what I can come up with. Anyway, try to get it back together in a reasonable. And this part here, like, there's still some old metal up here that I might have to cut off. And this part here, like, that flange is good there. Above there, the flange is good. So flange. We'll just see how it comes together. Yeah, there now. I did the, I put this piece back in with a new flange on it, and it actually came out pretty nice. And it must be getting better at this. Then I put another piece in here. Just, there was this corner cap was rusted off, so I just put a new corner cap on there. I'm not really sure how it should look, but that's pretty close. This is just rubber stuff here that cleans off. So I'm going to let that be as it is there, and that'll be good. Now, next I got to build a piece to fit in here somehow and go down along the edge of that and keep the water out, right? And that would be incorporated into this piece here, which I think I can. How's this go? That piece there goes there. I've got another piece somewhere here. I'll find it. Here it is here. This piece here, which is also, the metal on it is actually pretty usable, and it's got the right bends on it and everything. So it's got to go in like this. Oh, sorry. Like that here. I was pointing right up pretty close there. And that'll create that cover in there somehow or other. I'll figure that out now. And I'll use this piece again because it's down to here is okay. And it's got all those, sorry. Yeah, see, it's down to here is okay because it's pitted on the back here. But down to here is all right, so I'll just sort of reuse this piece, put a new flange on it, and get it to go into the, right over to there somehow. So, I'll work on that a bit now. Yeah, so have I left you behind? I don't know. I put that little square piece in there. Then this bit here, I just put a piece in there, welded it in, and then I'll have to fill that hole up there a little bit with something. I'll get it figured out as I go. And now I'm just working on this piece here. It goes down to right, whoops, where am I? Working on this piece that fills in here, and it goes down to right there. So I'll just put that in and weld it in, and then I'll get this other side fixed up and welded in. And meantime, I'll fill in that hole that's in there. Okay. Okay, here. Now this is that little piece that I was working on there. If I pull it off of here. So I've built that part at the end here to go onto it. And now I'll just clean up that welding a bit and then see how it fits over there. And we'll get that into its space pretty soon. I have to finish the flange on this side. And now I'm on to this next piece here. Wait till I get this out of here so I can show you. So this part of it's okay, but it has to go down a little bit farther, and I needed to put a new flange on it out here. So I ran this, see how that curve is on it. I did that in the stretcher thing there. I just gave it a couple of bumps in it, curved it out. Kind of cool. Now I'll clean that up. I welded it hard in the inside, and I've welded it light on the outside, so I'll just clean that over so it looks good. And then we'll start building the rest of the piece. Yeah, so this piece is slowly coming together. It's got more work to do on it yet, but it'll fit when I get it done, I hope. These curvy bits are difficult to get right, but I'll keep on working on it. Anyhow, that's all for today. There's still a pretty large hole on the other side over there. Maybe I'll put a window in there, eh? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I'll carry on tomorrow. See you then. Yeah, there now. Where am I? So I've got that piece built, ready to go on the machine. This curve here, yeah, it's pretty close. So I'll show you where it goes, and then but I have to build a bit of wall behind it first, because it's part of the structure that was all rusted out, I think. So right here, oops, this bit goes right in there, and it hooks onto the bottom here. But the wall has to come, I have to construct stuff in the way. So I have to figure out a piece of wall to come out and around this and down right into there. And I think it has to go out to about here. Then it might be a hollow tunnel across, but that gets structure up here, and that gets, you can see the structure back there. So the same idea will be for up here. And I think this bit here was a part of it that would come out. There was wall that came, I don't know whether the floor goes underneath or above it. But, well, I think the floor I'll just hook that floor back on together there, because that's good solid metal. And then this one here, there's a piece of metal comes out and down here. And I'll have to check that out, see if it's rusted out. No, it feels good. I think we're okay. Anyhow, I'll see what I can do about building that piece of metal around there first. And then this piece of wall, outer piece goes on. I've got that all set to go here. Slowly coming back together. Yeah, so now what goes first, eh? So this, I'm going to just put that back together. I cut that, but I shouldn't have bothered, because that's how the floor sits onto here, and it's got a tab coming over. So the floor goes on first, and then the next thing to go on is the this wall out here. So I've cut away this bit here, because the rules change right about there. The floor goes on second. Anyhow, what I'll do is I'll put the wall business out here, and I think that, see, it was tabbed onto the top of that, so it goes from there, that edge, over, across here, and then out. But I'm just going to make this much of it first, and I'll put some rust paint in here before I go any further. Yeah, now there's the box piece made to go around here. So before I put this on, I better get the floor done to about here anyhow. Maybe I'll get the floor done to here. And that would be, so the floor goes and hooks on to here, rests on here, and then this goes on, the box goes on top. So floor down first. Yeah, once that box gets in there, then this piece slides on there. Need to do a bit of trimming right in that corner there. But that'll look pretty good when it's done. Okay. Yeah, so there's the first piece of floor ready to go. It's just a little bit of a crease there, and then it'll fit along and get welded on. But that's all for today. Gotta go and do some farming stuff. So, made some progress, and I'll see you again tomorrow, I hope. Yeah, so sometimes it's hard to get the button to press to get this thing to go. So anyhow, here's Barney, and we're up at the house. Another 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Sorry about that. You missed out one, eh? Well, anyhow, I'll see about getting one out again next week. The flowers are very nice up here. Big and blue, and not my fault. I don't know why, but they sure do grow good here. And the little fish pond is babbling away there. So there you have it. I'll see you next time.